Hello. So, it's not my bedtime night, and it's a Friday night, a rabble-rousing Friday night here. And I kind of wanted to come on and talk about the fiscally irresponsible moves of an average Gen Xer. Maybe you guys are available, maybe you're not, but we're going to react to this video anyway. I'm sitting here drinking my kombucha, eating my spice drops. I'm 85 years old. Hi, not anymore. I have a friend. So we're here to talk about the extremely financially irresponsible Devon from the average Gen Xer. She kind of goes through her money issues in this, and I was sitting there mouth agape for some of it. And I must say that if you listen to Devon, everything is everyone else's fault. I did not hear her place blame on herself for anything. It was all somebody else's fault. So let's hear what Devon has to say.
Only things I like big are my horses and my men. But that's another story.
Okie dokie. I don't know if I would I can't believe somebody that, we'll get into this later, but I can't believe that someone who is obviously so financially irresponsible owns a horse, because I don't know how much it actually costs, but I know it's probably expensive. And Moth Girl, who is a huge animal lover, has said how expensive it is. I'm sure everybody else knows that, that's the dream of every little girl, owning a pony. But it's not a reality for a lot of people. So for Devon to own a horse, yeah, so expensive. For Devon to own a horse is crazy to me, especially once we hear what she says. They kind of scare me. I would not want to be riding on a horse, because I feel like you can really get injured falling off. So I'll stay on the ground.
What's up, guys? It's Devin Harrington, the average Gen Xer. Welcome back to my channel, where I am back after a several week break.
I love how her tapestry, like a blanket or like a big, I don't know, piece of fabric that has like some enchanted forest on it, that made the move. Okay. $300 for shoes every couple months. Oh no, I'd rather spend $300 on my own shoes every couple months.
Dealing with some personal drama and regarding my housing situation. And if you saw the title of this video, I indeed went from getting kicked out of where I was living through no fault.
Where's your yin yang, Devon?
Fault of my own.
Oh, there it goes. Through no fault of my own. Nothing is her fault in this entire thing, but look, you're 55. You have an unstable living situation. You not only brought 2 dogs into it, you have a horse as well. It is kind of your fault that you have not put down roots at the age of 55. That is your fault.
I actually made a video on that story, which will be up here if you want to see that. And in 36 days, I closed on my first house. I wasn't even planning to buy a house. I didn't think.
Hi, Wawa. I'm so happy we have the celebrity Wawa Spirits here. she she's got a way over here. Everybody's talking about Wawa Spirits. And then Priscilla is addressing you in her videos. Did everybody hear her? I was like on and off listening to her. And she had renamed the dog to Elvis. She renamed Sinatra to Elvis. And now she's just calling the dog Sinatra again. And she goes, "Oh, I take care of him for Priscilla sometimes. Yeah, I said Sinatra." So now she's taking care of Priscilla's dog even. Oh,
I could buy a house. I have tried to buy a house twice before, and it didn't work out, not because of anything with the house or the finances, but because of the idiot that I was dating and buying the house with at the time.
so it had nothing to do with finances besides the fact that your finances are not in order. Barry cousin? Who the F is Barry cousin? Am I missing a person now? Is there another? Is this somebody on the Reddit or on YouTube? Dawn is all sorts of messed up. A new reactor, sweetie, move over. Your new reactors have no space here. No space.
Time. So that kind of doesn't count. Anyway, I wanted to quickly tell this story and then move on to putting out my regular content.
What's new? Not anymore. These people, they're like an echo chamber. I made a post about what someone said today. Now, Alex, in her video, I listened to it, said, this time last year, and I'm paraphrasing because I did not write down exactly what she said, but this time last year, my water had broke at home. We were on our way to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. Pitocin. They take it, it enters their brain, they scramble it up like eggs, and then spit it out in a different way. It enters their brain like that, and then they go, "Oh, Pitocin, that means she got induced." Like, I think a lot of these people, I don't think they actually understand what it's like to have a baby, to get Pitocin. They don't understand that you don't need to have been induced to get Pitocin. I don't think there's a lot of things that they don't understand. There's a lot of things that are not being comprehended properly because maybe they've never experienced it, which is fine. But if you've never experienced it, maybe don't talk like you have experience with it. Yeah, that happens all the time. It happens all the time. I've known people whose water has broken naturally, and then there was no progression. Just like you, not anymore. And then you have to get Pitocin anyway. Like, they think that Pitocin, the word Pitocin means she went in and had to get induced. And that's just not the case. We don't actually know the case. And if she didn't tell the whole story, I don't care. Hi, sweetie bugs. Yeah. And 12 out and labor. Oh my gosh. Like, some of these women, they say like, "Oh, my cousin had a baby and she didn't have all these issues." Well, if you don't have a child, you shouldn't be commenting on someone else's labor, in my humble opinion.
So let's get to it. But first, as I always do before every video, I encourage.
I do want to say this video has nothing to do with Alex. I'm just judging Devon because, because of what she judges everybody else. So we might as well just judge Devon on her poor fiscal uh moves.
All animal lovers out there, please, please, please consider fostering or volunteering on site for your local animal shelter. There is a huge crisis of overcrowding in animal.
That's the one we're watching, Sweetie Bugs. Devon got a home, and we're going to listen to her tell us all about everything that led her there.
Shelters throughout the US and probably the world.
But if you are living in an Airbnb, or if you are living in somebody's upstairs that's very unstable and an alcoholic, maybe don't foster dogs.
Because there are never enough volunteers or resources or staff, especially at small local shelters. So please look up animal shelters in your area. I'm kind of in the same position myself right now because I moved pretty.
Is that a unicorn on Devon's necklace, or is that a horse? I'm missing the yin yang.
Far away from the shelter I was working with. So I'm looking at the county I moved to's municipal shelter and hoping to foster for them. But in any case, every shelter in the world would be thrilled if you would foster an animal. It's easier than you think. It doesn't cost as much as you think, and it is incredibly rewarding. Just remember, the quickest way to get over your own problems.
I don't know. Her jewelry is so childish. Like, maybe, I don't know. Whatever. She actually does look really good for 55. I'll give her that. She's looking good for 55. I actually don't think she looks bad at all for whatever age, but you know, her makeup's kind of harsh. And I feel like her jewelry, I mean, I guess you wear what you like, but yeah. Anyway, I don't think she looks bad for 55. But I'm definitely not taking life advice, especially not financial advice from Devon.
Is to help somebody else with theirs, and who doesn't want to help out the animals? So please do it for them. And now let's get to the video. Okay, so just a quick recap. I was sharing a house with the owner of the house, and we quickly became.
She was sharing a house with the owner of a house. So that means that she was living in the upstairs of the owner's home and seems to think that she was sharing the home with him when it was his home.
Very, very good friends. He called me sis. I called him bro. We
honestly, if I were ever in that situation, I do not think that I would go and rent the house of somebody who owned it and also lived there, because I feel like obviously they have a leg up on you. So yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Lived together for over a year and a half, and very quickly on became really.
Over a year and a half? Devon. I was thinking it was a very long-term situation, like 7 years. And she comes out with over a year and a half. She can't even claim 2 years in this relationship. Oh boy.
Good friends, to the point where he actually changed his will since he doesn't have any remaining family, and he left me the house, which is really neither.
I feel like she's really stuck on that will. She's calling like, can I request a copy of his will to make sure that he didn't change it? Hi, Tita. We're talking about the average Gen Xer's bad financial decisions. I think you're going to like it.
Here nor there, but full disclosure. So this guy
that's neither here nor there, but I'm going to say it a bunch of times. So it is here and it's there and it's everywhere because I can't shut up about it.
a gay man, and he spent his life working and working and working.
Why does she have to mention his sexuality? Like, she keeps saying, Will, he was gay, he brought gay men over, he was in a gay relationship, he bought this man caught. Who cares?
Working and making money and buying nice things for himself, and never really had a real relationship. And he's a couple years younger than me. I think he's 53. So, long story short, he met on Grindr a very good looking con artist who proceeded to get him to buy 4 brand new cars in the span of 4 months.
I need to know how her roommate had it like that. If he was applying for disability and needed to wait for that to pay off Devon's car. The house that she was living in did not look lavish in any sort of way. Very strange. Yes, Moth Girl. She needs to give this man a break. He's like, damn, can you stop talking about me? Good gravy.
And basically, my landlord slash housemate slash good friend.
Landlord slash housemate slash good friend. He owned the house and you lived in one of his rooms, Devon. That is the short way to say what you're saying.
Lost his entire mind and ran away with the con artist to Miami to get married. And I have no.
To get married now? Now they got married? What is her problem? Why does this have to be a part of this now? She already did. But don't forget he's gay. I mean, okay, we would ascertain that when you say that he's dating a man. Come on. Close friend that she's known for almost a year and a half, okay? Come on.
No idea what has happened since then. These two are like a Dateline episode.
Oh my God, please, Moth Girl. I would love to hear his side of the story. We need him on the line.
Waiting to happen because they are horrible, toxic people together. And one of them is using the other one for his money. So
Devon has known him for a year and a half, okay? She knows exactly what's happening in his life and in his relationship. It's a Dateline episode waiting to happen because Devon said so.
I woke up one Saturday morning and there was a bunch of cars in the driveway, and I went downstairs and there was my housemate, and he had another couple with him, a gay couple, and he had the con artist with him.
What does she need to say? Why does she need to give every damn detail? We get it. He's gay. She's gay. They're all freaking gay. Who cares? She keeps pointing this out like it's some really important part of her story. It's not an important part of your story, Devon.
There was so much fucking drama with this. Like, I chased this guy out of the house twice. The cops were there all the time. It was so.
She's so confusing because this man owns the house. This is his guest that he invited over. And she is running him out of the house. I need to know why. Number one, if he has so much money that he can buy Teslas outright in cash, why does he need a roommate? Riddle me that, Devon. His house didn't look like anything special from the parts that she showed. How did he get disability with all of those assets? If he had all of those assets and if he could buy a Tesla outright in cash, why did he wait until he got his disability check to pay off your car? There's so many things. And she willingly accepted $7,000 to pay off her car from some man that she knew for almost 2 years.
Trashy and embarrassing. But my
Trashy and embarrassing. I wonder how he would describe you.
housemate was, I don't know, a big time alcoholic.
You're always an alcoholic. If you were an alcoholic, you still are. Like, the way that she talks, it's just she's not very cultured. Like, she doesn't know a lot about life. Exactly. Like, maybe he was trying to sell off some assets so that, so that he could, get the disability. That's why he paid off Devon's car.
Anyway, I was told by this person who was family to me that he decided to move these two strangers into the house
Who was family to me after I knew him for almost 2 years.
and give them power of attorney over the house. And he was going to run off and get married and live in Miami, and I had to leave. And I was so shocked by the situation that just happened overnight that I just didn't say a word. I kept thinking of the expression incandescent with rage. And I never spoke to him again other than to tell him he was.
I kept thinking of the expression incandescent with rage. What is happening? Like, oh my lord. Incandescent with rage. I'm gonna think of that all the time now. Pissy doesn't go on Reddit. She uses Devon for her Reddit content. Yeah, it's funny that she calls people on Reddit losers, but she's very willing to use Devon, who used their content to make her video.
Dead to me. And so they
He's
packed up the
dead.
car, drove to Miami, and these two really good looking Cuban dudes who may or may not be married proceeded to verbally abuse me and try to bully me out of the house. So I had some fun with them. And, the
She had some fun with them. Okay.
cops were there. The two guys are out in the yard screaming at each other. I mean, it was just so much trashy drama that I was sick for like a week, sick to my stomach. It was so awful. And I was like,
Yeah, you're so above that, Devon. You're so above that.
I got to find a place to live immediately in the Austin area.
When she described, so I learned exactly who Devon is when she described this man who may or may not be an emotional and upset alcoholic coming into her room talking about how he wants to unalive himself, and instead of listening, her brother, mind you, her family, oh, like, he put me in his will, she pushed him out of the room and told him to go away. I knew exactly who she was when she said that. So she can say whatever she wants about who she thinks she is, but I got the picture.
Which is a difficult market. So, the main thing I wanted to stress is that my first instinct, as would be, it was to freaking panic and freak out. But
Yeah, I think most people at 55 with no home, no stable anything, no stable housing situation, um would probably freak out. Yeah.
once you get older, you realize, you've had some life experience and you get to a point where you know that you have made it through crises before and somehow every bill gets paid and the money comes from somewhere and blah, blah, blah.
Every bill besides your student loans that you claim to have defaulted on multiple times, right? I think we're being very selective about what we're actually considering paying the bills when you get to that point.
So I just like willed myself to just let go of the situation because I had zero control over any of it. And
Because it was none of it was your fault. You were just the innocent bystander. See, if someone paid off my vehicle, I would probably keep putting the payment in a savings account. She could have done that. Maybe she would have had a little something saved up. But it sounds like she's kind of fly by the seat of your pants, because if you no longer have a car payment, what are you doing with the money that you paid the car payment with?
just told the universe I will go look at any living situation you put in front of me and check it out. That's what I'm willing to do.
Oh, Moth Girl. She will not be paying him back. You'll see why.
And if I end up sitting on
Oh, she's gonna let us know, T-Dub, and it is juicy.
the sidewalk with my two dogs and my stuff, so fucking be it. Because I was livid. I was so mad that this bullshit happened.
Oh, yeah. We all realistically know she's not going to, but yeah, I mean, I think even if she had the money, she wouldn't.
And again, I couldn't do anything about it. So
She could not do anything about it. She is the poor put upon victim in this situation. And she's just so on the up and up. They're trashy losers and they're gay. And Devon, she's straight. And she had nothing to do with this, and none of it was her fault.
I did I use the Roomster app, which is a little bit safer than going to Craigslist, especially for a single woman.
Craigslist. She's 55 and she's even talking about going to Craigslist to find a roommate.
Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag Roomster, call me, would love to be sponsored.
Please, Roomster, do not call her. Don't call Devon.
And I went and looked at a couple of places, and it was disappointing because, when you're in a panic and you really need something, you really want to find it right away, especially when
you would think, sorry, I keep pausing, but you would think that a 55-year-old woman who has 2 dogs and a horse would have tried to keep her living situation until she was able to replace it. So she was like, oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to call, the police on this one, and I'm going to fight with these other guys and whatever. Instead of just playing nice until she found a different living situation, she's out on the sidewalk with her and her 2 dogs. Oh, God.
it's like a place for you and your dogs to live. And my 2 dogs are pit bull type dogs. So that makes it even more hard. So I had told the universe, I will look at anything you put in front of me. And I just stuck to that. And I have been fortunate never to have been homeless in my life. So I just assumed something will happen. And so, as I mentioned in the
imagine being this irresponsible at any age, let alone 55 years old. Oh my God. I'm fortunate to have never been homeless, so I just assumed I'll never be homeless. Excuse me?
Previous video, whenever I need something, I just start telling everybody I know. Not in a desperate way, but just like, hey,
Can imagine being someone she knows and hearing every 5 minutes what Devon needs. I need a stable for my horse. Can you donate to my horseshoe fund? Uh, uh.
I'm looking for a new place, let me know if you hear anything. And I happen to tell
But but she's annoying and fat, Moth Girl, and that's why Devon hates her. And she's never actually, she doesn't even know anything about Alex, and she's never expressed any other reason why she doesn't like Alex besides that.
my boss, who is also a friend of mine, and she had a neighbor.
Her boss? She's telling her boss all of this? I would be so humiliated. To tell my boss? No.
Who had an Airbnb, a garage apartment Airbnb.
Imagine being her boss and you're like, what's happening now, Devon? Like what what happened? What do you need now, Devon?
And he was renting it for an affordable price. And I was so fortunate and lucky to snap that right up. So I had somewhere to stay temporarily, but there was still that hanging over my head. Where the hell am I going to go? Because this Airbnb was like an hour from everything that I need to go do. So it was not ideal. But it was great. It was on the grounds of an.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I talk to my boss about things, but if I had the same situation that Devon had with that roommate, I would not be divulging that in any way.
Animal sanctuary. Hello. So within
Hello.
like less than 48 hours after all this crap happened, I had that Airbnb secured.
So where were you in the meantime?
And so moved with the help of a couple of friends, and then, just kind of put myself back together while I was there. In the meantime, as I'm scrolling social media, I kept seeing this ad, this same ad, and the ad was blue. And
So here's the thing. Even if Devon were going and getting apartments throughout all these years and just keeping herself on the up and up, employed with her apartment, whatever, that would be fine. You don't have to own a home to be worthy. Obviously, you don't even have to have a home to be worthy. I think everybody is worthy, but to come on the internet and talk horribly about another person who has their shit together on a much higher level than you could ever even think about, Devon. I think it's crazy. Like, I have a lot of sympathy for people in bad situations, but Devon doesn't sound like the kind of person that is even able to admit that she has a spot in what happened to her. It had nothing to do with me, and it wasn't my fault at all. And you know, those kind of statements are, she's trying to remove herself from the situation that she created.
blue is my favorite color. So it caught my eye. So I would go on Insta, and there would be the ad, and it was for Starlight Homes. And,
Oh
it's a
boy.
new development. So I just passed on, scroll on by. And then I would see it on Facebook. And then, it would just be on the side. How Big Brother is watching and they throw the same ads at you to see if you'll bite. Well, finally, I looked at the ad, and it was the kind of thing that said, we specialize in first-time home buyers, and our process is different. Really stressed, like, this is different. Come and buy a house with us. You can do it.
Um I see all kinds of ads. That doesn't mean that I reply to them. It sounds like a scam to me.
So I was like, okay, fine. You're putting this in front of me. I put in my
Not anymore. She's upset about that will. She really wanted to be in that will. That's why she keeps frickin' talking about it. Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's a scam. That's yet to be determined, but I don't know any companies that are giving first-time home buyers a brand new home and whatever. We'll listen to Devon tell her.
email and phone number. And the next day, the sales agent called me and she's like, I called her back. And when I got her on the phone, the first thing she says is, so what kind of house are you looking for? And I was not expecting that because literally am just going up there to talk to her, I guess, and look at.
So she's trying to sell you something, Devon. Hop to it.
House because I said I would go look at anything that was put in front of me. So I just blurted
Even
out,
if it's a
I want the
scam.
smallest house with the biggest yard you have. And she said, wow, it's funny you should mention that because I do have this one house that is only 1,100 square feet, which is freaking huge to me. I don't like giant houses. I like small houses and small cars. The only things I like big are my horses and my men. But that's another story. Anyway, so I go up there and
small houses and small cars. And the only big thing I like are my horses and my men. Thank you, Devon, for that imagery.
And she shows me this house, 1,100 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 tiny bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and it has an okay size yard. I mean, yards these days are not what they were when I was a kid. So
it depends on the area, you moron.
So it's a small yard to me, but it's a yard and it's fenced. And
it's not what it was when I was a kid in a completely different area, completely different state, in a completely different city.
You know, we're looking at the place and she's like, so giving me the salesy things. What do you think? And I said,
because she's a salesperson, you fool.
Ma'am, you would be handing me the keys right now if I could buy this house. You don't have to try and sell me. I'm just here because your ad kept coming up and I don't expect you to be able to make this work, but I said I would come and look. So she's like, let's go back to the office. So we go back there and she runs a bunch of numbers and this little starter home, it's Austin. It's the Austin area. Anywhere in the Austin area, you can charge 3 times what a house is worth and someone will pay it. So this house was appraised at 300 grand, my little tiny starter home.
I would love to know how much Devon is making.
And so she runs a bunch of numbers and she says, okay, so it's this kind of a loan and it would require 3.5% down. So that would be roughly just under 10 grand. And then you would have $22,000 in closing.
But her horse is their moth girl, so she's got to live there. I can't believe she's from New England. I would never move from New England to Texas. No.
Costs. And I said, ma'am, I paid $8 for a fucking jar of peanut butter yesterday. Now you tell me, do I have $22,000 to give you in closing costs?
She acts like Devon. She's 55 years old. And number one, this is how she's talking to this saleswoman. I paid $8 for a fucking jar of peanut butter. I would be like, okay, go eat your peanut butter in your house that you have now. Oh, wait. Like, she is ridiculous. She acts like everything's been like this forever. Like she's been paying $8 for a jar of peanut butter forever. No, that's a pretty recent edition. And what kind of peanut butter are you buying that you're spending $8 on it?
Like, I am just, I mean, call me a bitch because I am a bitch, but I am just so fucking insulted with how the world has turned out because it didn't used to be this fucking hard.
If it wasn't this hard, you're 55. Let's remind you again that you're 55 years old, Devon. If it wasn't always this hard, you should have done it before. You should be mad at yourself for not doing it when it was easier.
My parents were 24 and 25 when they bought their first house. And it was no big fucking deal. I was 2 years old.
Lady. Oh. So her mom is in her 70s right now. Does she even understand how much easier it was for baby boomers, which I assume that's what her mom is, I don't know, to buy homes? And I mean, if she thinks that it was so much easier, like I said, why didn't she do it before? Everything is someone else's fault.
We had our own house. It was just what you did. And now there are people with like graduate degrees that can't afford to buy a fucking house that are giving plasma away. Okay, let me get off the soapbox because I tend to do that.
Yes.
So I said that to her about the peanut butter because I have nothing to lose here.
I literally cannot believe she said that.
Like, I don't expect to be able to buy a house. It's just not going to work out. I kept expecting her to say, well, sorry, nice to meet you. And she goes, hold on a second. She goes into the office and closes the door and
tells all of her coworkers that she's got some nutcase in here. And what should she do?
She comes back out and says, the company will pay your $22,000 in closing costs. And I was like, really? So here I am, this person who is a first-time home buyer, no agent, no plan to buy a house. And I'm just running my mouth because I don't give a shit anymore. And she tells me, we'll pay your 22 grand in closing costs. And the light bulb goes on, like Starlight Homes is owned by Ashton Woods, which is a massive, humongous construction corporation. So
so they're super trustworthy. Definitely.
Like Starlight Homes is owned by Ashton Woods, which is a massive, humongous construction corporation. So they can give me that house if they wanted to. And they ended up tailoring this loan to my circumstances. And again, I did this, no agent. I had no fucking idea what I was doing.
Exactly. I'd be afraid to buy a house if I couldn't afford closing costs. Not Devon. Not our girl Devon. She rushes in head first.
I just kept going with the flow. And I every day expect.
Listening to this earlier, Moth Girl, I was like, whoa, I cannot believe this woman is 55 and unable to understand what a scam is. Obviously, it's going to sound good at the beginning.
Did someone to email or call and say, sorry, we can't, it's not going to work out. And so it was down
the best
to,
part is coming. I'm so serious.
About 10 grand I would have to come up with. And even that, I said, I don't have 10 grand.
T-Dub, if you're still here, I think you're going to love this.
But when I checked my 401k and, I have an investment account and blah, 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 just little bitty amounts of money, I had exactly enough. And so I even
she took it out of her 401k. How is she going to retire?
Going to the closing.
But also, she's 55 and she She only had 10K between 401ks and investment accounts.
Was expecting them to turn me away, going there with my little certified check. But they really, I mean, it's a brand new house, so I elected, no, I'm not giving someone $600 to inspect it to tell me it's a brand new freaking house.
Now this is so stupid. Okay, it's a brand new home, but you don't know what they did to it. You don't know how they built it. So I would say that an inspection is very important, but I would bet that the Starlight Homes people were like, "Oh, we got a dumb one here. Tell her she doesn't need an inspection."
So no expense for that, no agent to
She needed that $600 so badly. Just I quite literally got anxious for her. I cannot believe she walked into this. Yeah, they don't want to help her. They want her to give them her $10,000, pay on a mortgage that she can't afford. Then, when she defaults on the mortgage, they can sell it to another gullible person for 250,000.
deal with. You could have an agent. I just, showed up. And everybody was so nice.
Of course, they were nice, Devon. They wanted to sell you the house. My God.
Everybody from the sales agent to the loan person to the loan person's assistant to the closing loan officer.
Did she think that they were going to be mean to her? Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, if she can afford a $300,000 mortgage, which we'll get to in a minute here, she should have just rented an apartment.
Everyone really was there to, I don't want to say cater to me, but they really did live up to their claim that they specialize in first time home buyers. And I actually asked the sales lady, like, I am a working professional. I have side hustles.
A working professional with side hustles.
I am 54 years old. I make
I thought she was
decent money,
55.
and yet I cannot buy a freaking little tiny house. Where do these people get 22 grand or more? Where do
They save it. What are you talking about, Devon? Oh, oh, oh. Where do people get 22 grand? Oh, what's her problem? Oh, Lord. Devon, you're 55. Please get a clue. She can't afford to buy a clue anymore. This poor thing.
they get this down payment? And I hate to sound like, I'm an idiot, but she was like, well, to tell you the truth, in my experience, mostly it comes from, family giving it to them or inheriting family money.
That's because the people are like 25, 30, 35 that this lady is normally working with.
Yeah, well, I don't have that family. So, and I told her that. I mean, I was kind of an asshole to her because
Yeah, she could, Sweetie Bugs, she could have bought one of those prefab homes on Amazon and bought a plot of land. And she would have probably been in a lot better shape. These people sold her a 1,000 square foot home for $300,000 in Texas.
I really was like,
Holy shit. And she's like, oh, they were so nice to me. I can't believe how nice they were to me. Devon, they have Instagram ads. They're not like, Oh my goodness.
There's no way this is going to work out.
They're not a
Anyway,
legitimate
it
financial
worked out.
company.
Their process was super fast because the house
Super fast because they don't want you to get spooked and pull out because somebody tells you can't afford it. Dumb me.
is brand new. Even
She doesn't even have the down payment. She didn't even have the down payment.
the guy who did my new home orientation was so nice, and
Is she? Uh, this is what. Oh my god. Oh, she's like, oh, they're so nice. They were so nice. That's what they get paid for. Of course, he was nice to you.
patient and
Oh
very
my god.
meticulous. I mean, he found little chips, where the paint needed to be touched up because someone had bumped into it or whatever.
That's their shtick. They're gonna find, oh, he's so honest. He even found the paint chipped and all these things. And that means that there's gonna be some water main break that he was trying to cover up.
And had those fixed before I moved in. The whole experience was really positive, and I swear it's because
I'm just imagining Devon in her yin yang necklace walking around the house with this nice gentleman, and she's just like la di da. Oh, he's so nice. What a good guy. Oh, my dogs are gonna love that. And he's just like, oh, like, look at this paint chip. Oh, always remember that I pointed out this paint chipping to you. I got out like a little thing of paint and I went over it. So you should definitely be grateful.
I just didn't
She waived the inspection because it's a new house. It's like a new house, so I don't need to even think about an inspection.
care anymore. Just didn't get upset about it. Wasn't attached to the outcome. And I realized that
She was she wasn't attached to the outcome. Oh my god, maybe that's why they had to drag you through. She she got duped.
it's easier said than done. But if you can talk yourself into just letting go, in my experience, good things happen.
In her experience of owning a home for 5 days, good things happen if you just let go. Holy shit. Okay, I'll give you a Cliff's Notes version, T-Dub. Devon saw an ad for something called Starlight Homes on Instagram, and she put in um her contact information, and then they contacted her, and she told them that she wanted a house that's 1,000 square feet, and they found her one that's $300,000. So she went and looked at it, and they got her into the house, and she couldn't afford the down payment, but they paid the down payment for her, and all she had to get was $10,000, but she took it out of her 401k. Yeah. But everyone was so nice at the company. Don't worry. She waived an inspection because she didn't have $600 to pay for it. And all is well. All is well in the world of Devon. If you close your eyes and put your fingers in your ears and go, la, 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 I can't hear you, everything's fine. Nothing is wrong.
So it's not like all rainbows and puppy dogs,
No, it isn't.
because it is the Austin area, and my mortgage is. I'm going to need a roommate after all the time.
She's gonna, oh my God. That's what got me. After all this, she's gonna need a roommate in her 1,000 square feet home with 2 dogs. Yeah, T-Dub. And then she asked the woman who works at Starlight Homes where people get $22,000 for their down payment. She was flabbergasted that anyone would have $22,000 ever. It's very sad. Like, I don't want to see anybody homeless or in despair. It's actually painful to watch a woman who's 55 years old make these terrible decisions for herself. It's very depressing. It's like it's very bleak. And I feel like Devon is one of those people who blames her generation instead of thinking about, like, oh, I'm a Gen Xer and baby boomers ruined everything for me and I was left alone and whatever, whatever. Texas, Emily. She's in Austin, Texas. Yep. You called it, T-Dub. She has bad credit and no savings and no down payment. She went and looked at her 401k and her investment accounts, and she had exactly $10,000. I don't know how she was going to retire before, but now she took out her 401k. Do you get a penalty on that if you're putting a down payment down, or is that, I don't know how that works. But, and now she needs a freaking roommate in 1,000 square feet and 3 tiny bedrooms. I need to know, would someone be desperate enough to live with her? I mean, she sounds like a nightmare, so it's kind of scary.
I spent looking for someone who owned a house who would let me and my dogs live there. Now I'm on the other side of it. So
Oh,
I will be looking for a housemate in the next month. But that is the story. So Starlight Homes is located mainly in Texas, but they also have locations in Phoenix and LA. And I expect them to be growing as well. And again, not
because they're just so nice.
sponsored. I just had a good experience and I'm giving them a stellar review. And so that is.
Just wait. Just wait until something in that house goes wrong. And then it was not her fault. It was all Starlight. She can't accept responsibility for anything that she does.
My home buying experience, and it was such a whirlwind.
I'm like, so Devon is actually my favorite train wreck of this whole thing right now, because this story entertained me and I was listening like, oh, the girls are gonna love this. The girls are gonna love this. God, I hope the roommate is gay so we can hear her talk about brocade dressing gowns and whatever the F else. Well, honestly, her roommate could not have evicted her that easily. Like, she had tenants' rights and, they had to go through a whole process. Cuban good looks. She's going to have a lot of fun with them. Yeah, T-Dub. And where is she going to get the money for it? Her roommate's going to have to do it? Because, like, okay. So, I highly doubt she can get a loan for $20,000 to fix, AC or something like that, to get a new one, or I don't know, like, she has no clue. It's almost like this is a 25-year-old going out into the world on her own, but she's 55 and she doesn't actually understand that she could have developed like some sort of survival skills in her 55 years of life. I'd really like to know like how much she's making, how much debt she has, and what her interest rate is, because and how much are the property taxes. So I don't know, like she sounds just clueless enough to not realize that the mortgage is different than the property taxes, but you're paying them together. So that's a pretty hefty monthly payment depending on, how much your property taxes are. And I would imagine in Texas, they're not going to be cheap because I feel like they want to bleed everything out of people that they can. Yeah, it sounds like she's 55 and she doesn't have any life skills. And she says her mom owned a home at 22 or whatever, but obviously her mom was not educating her. Maybe she'll get the Cuban guy as a roommate, Wawa Spirits, after the alcoholic ex-roommate kicks him out. Yeah, I would like to know. She's saying that Austin, Texas is like huge right now or something. I don't know anybody that would want to live in Texas, but what do I know? Um, yeah. I would assume, yeah. She said the dad was there too. I tried to look up Starlight Homes. Um, and I don't know. I'm thinking because all of them say 1,200 square feet, and she said 1,100. So, oh my gosh, I'm looking on the website, and there's one called the Dawn. It's 1,200 square feet. I'm wondering if maybe this is it. It's like a huge open living area. If this is what it is. I think everything's really expensive right now, Emily, unfortunately. Um, I do think that Devon should have held on buying a home until she was more stable or could get some more savings together. Um, because it just doesn't sound like she was ready for this step. Well, you got the winner, Emily, because it's 120 years and it's still standing. And I would love to know if Devon's house is going to be standing in 120 years. And I'm going to guess no. This cracked me up. Everything is flat and brown. I just listening to her and how unsure she sounded, it just doesn't sound like it's going to work out well. The fact that she bought a home and immediately started talking about how she needs to get a roommate, that is concerning to say the least. She doesn't even have 1 month where she's saying I feel comfortable. if you're doing that, you should have had a roommate ready. You should have so, like, if you can't afford your home without a roommate and you're banking on a roommate, that's just not really good because your name is on that. I think maybe Devon is one of those people that doesn't really have a lot to lose. Um, no, she didn't. But I would imagine the acreage is not a lot just because I feel like in Texas they just kind of take land and start mass producing homes on it. Like I don't think Texas is known for right now. Like every Texas house I've seen has been a new build that's garish. Looks like a new construction in a crappy no tree brand new subdivision. She's already upside down in her mortgage. And these are the people that talk about Alex and her house and her decor and her everything. Alex, for all her faults, Alex, um, you know, it's not a hard job, but she did do a job that led to her being able to buy not one, but two homes in she's 32 right now. Um, and they're both very nice homes. And she drives nice cars. She's not sitting here talking about her gay roommate in his brocade dressing gown ruining her day and people putting her in their will after a year and paying off their car or something. So, and she lives in a much nicer state than Devon. I would much rather live in Rhode Island than live in Texas. Yeah, I was basically saying that her her loan mortgage company or whatever, um, they were so nice and so helpful because they want to get some sucker in the house and then they want to be able to then off of it again when she defaults on it because the loan is probably through them. Oh, I loved her first house so much. The neighborhood, the backyard was amazing. Everything about that house was just beautiful. She could have added on to it. They could have reworked the upstairs to make it more doable if they didn't like that. There's so many things they could have done. Yeah, but Devon thinks that, she's a loser and laughs at people who sketch her on Reddit. So Devon must be much better. Yes, they do. Their grid is terrible. I would never have left that house. And if Yar really wanted to move to Rhode Island, I would have retained that home for um my own, I don't know, portfolio and rented it out or something like that. Yeah, the pool was amazing. But I would really like to see Dawn's house. I know that somebody knows her name. So if you could say it on Discord or something, I don't want to dox her here, but um I feel like we would be able to see what her I want to know her property taxes. I feel like that would be the most interesting part because occasionally that's more than the mortgage. And I'm curious if Starlight Homes actually is holding these mortgages too, because that would put another layer. That's like, yeah, one of those like really slimy car places, buy here, pay here, where they give somebody a car they can't afford and get as much as they can out of it and then, take it back and sell it to another sucker for the same amount. I feel like that's what's going to happen with this home. Oh my God. Thank God she does it. After what happened with Emily Kaiser, it's probably for the best that she does not. I feel like they probably have reviews. I wonder if we have Devon giving them a 5-star review because she's, I don't know, gullible. Let's see. Oh wow. Let's Yeah, 9,000 a year. That's what I'm saying. So then, her taxes are going to be what, like 800, 750. Hi Buck. 750 a year. And I mean 750 a year. 750 a month, and that's quite a bit. Um let's see. Reviews for Starlight Homes. I wonder if Devon gave them a review. They have 5-star reviews. Oh, whatever. Oh yeah, PMI, because do you have to pay that if you don't put a down payment, right? For someone like like Devon, it would probably be better for her to rent because is she going to be out there mowing her own lawn? Does she have a lawnmower? Is she going to have to go and invest in a lawnmower? Is she going to have to pay someone to mow her lawn? And then if it's like a new community, I wonder if they have a HOA that she then has to pay. Oh, well then yeah. So she's got PMI. She definitely has PMI. Um it's a big responsibility, Moth Girl. I think, some people do prefer to rent. And you know, I think there's something to be said for both sides and, whatever you're comfortable with. I think that Dawn is somebody that definitely should have continued renting because like okay, so you're renting and you get um evicted or whatever. I would think that affects you less than um foreclosure, right? Yeah, like it's so like if you like moving around or you like um kind of not staying in the same place and things like that, or if get that 7-year itch, it's better to not own a home. But rent controlled is nice. Yeah. But I think it's so crazy that I keep calling her Dawn, that Devon did this. Um, I, I don't know. It sounds concerning. I don't want anybody out on the streets and homeless. So it gives me anxiety to think about. Yeah. She she I don't I can't even think of the word. She kind of just went along with buying a house when she definitely shouldn't have, and it was such an easy process for her that she it enabled her to just float along with it. She really should not have done that. It was a bad idea. She said that she makes good money, but what is good money? What is good money for a single woman who is I know personally on my salary, I would not be able to afford a $300,000 home on my own with nothing in savings and nothing. You know, I'm actually surprised she qualified for the loan. That's why I'm a little confused about where she even got the loan from. I think maybe Starlight Homes looks for people that are in despair and are very um desperate for a living situation. Nice. Good job, sweetie bugs. That's great. Less than 10 years paid off. Love it. Let's see. Starlight. How does Starlight Homes work? Starlight Homes works by simplifying the process of buying an affordable starter style home for first time buyers. Oh, sure. Okay. Affordable homes. Instead of focusing on the total price, Starlight emphasizes fitting your budget based on a specific monthly payment. Do you include the taxes in that and the insurance? Because that does get lumped in with a mortgage, but it's not technically part of it. It's just the escrow. While Starlight Homes is not a lender, they connect you with financial partners to help you find the right loan. Okay. They're definitely. Starlight Advantage program. This program helps lower the cost of home ownership by contributing a set amount to your closing costs. All Starlight homes come with a full appliance package. Oh, really? I see. I don't know anything about that, T-Dub. I would be interested. I like reading about stuff like that. Um, let's see. Starlight home scam. Oh. Oh, shit. While there is no evidence of a widespread scam by Starlight Homes, numerous complaints about deceptive practices, poor home construction, which is what we talked about, um, and her waiving her inspection is wild. Yeah, this is like 100% one of those buy here, pay here type things. Misleading advertising. Former employees and customers have complained about deceptive and unethical advertising practices. These include aggressive sales tactics and misrepresentation of community living. Key. A Reddit user reported that after buying a Starlight home under the impression of a community of long-term owners, most of the houses were sold to an investment firm for use as rentals. This created a transient neighborhood with increased crime and left the owner concerned about their home's resale value. For someone who loves Reddit so much, Devon should have been on it. Multiple Better Business Bureau complaints allege that the company failed to return earnest money to customers who were not approved for a loan or canceled their contract. One complaint details an employee laughing at the customer and refusing to provide management's contact information. Dawn, do they sound nice now? Mandatory lender and lost incentives. The sales process may require you to have your credit pulled by Starlight's affiliate lender to see floor plans or qualify for certain incentives. Okie dokie. Customers on Guild Quality and Reddit have reported poor construction quality with problems found in multiple homes purchased from the company. Okay. But they're nice. They're nice, T-Dub. They're nice, Moth Girl. They were nice to Devon. Oh my God. Many standard items that buyers might expect in a new home are omitted to keep prices low. These can include garage door openers, gutters, and finished garage interiors. Reviewers have pointed out the lack of options for interior finishes, resulting in cookie cutter homes. I would say that's the least of their problems. Common complaints include insufficient lighting in the master bedroom, no dual vanity in the primary bathroom, and inconsistent flooring choices. Oh, let's see. Read all paperwork carefully. Before paying any earnest money or signing a contract, read every document thoroughly. No, Devon says just go into it, not expecting anything. Expect them to call you and tell you you can't have the home. Yes, she did, sweetie. She jumped on the first home she found, and bought it. They were nice to her, okay? The guy found paint chips, and he had them fixed by the time she moved in. I mean, she had to buy her own gutters at Home Depot, but I cannot imagine. So she's clearly aware that she is not in a financial situation where she should be or could be buying a home. But she went into this situation not even wary at all of people who are taking someone who has zero in savings, zero for a down payment, bad credit, inconsistent money sources, probably debt. And they are saying, yeah, you can buy a house. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, come on. Just buy it. Just sign right here. And they're so nice. So T-Dub, number one, she didn't say anything about gutters, but I was just reading that some homes come without gutters from Starlight Homes because they omit that stuff to save money. Garage door openers, gutters, things like that. Unimportant things. Um, and she did not have $600 to pay for the inspection. So she waived the inspection because it's a new home and she didn't want them to just come in and tell her it's a new home. So she waived the inspection. She is absolutely stupid. Idiot. It's like that meme, like stupid, dumb. Oh, goodness. None. She's just like, and then she's like, yeah, I just fly by the seat of my pants. It's like, no, no, no. Yeah, T-Dub, she said she didn't want to pay $600 for them to come in and tell her it's just a new home. And the guy that went through the house with her pointed out paint chipped. Um, and he was just so nice and he was so honest. Lady, please. Oh no. They're BBB. I purchased a Starlight new construction home in October of 2020. Recently, there was a roof leak. Oh no. It was due to vent collar failure and rooftop. There was no warranty. Someone else had the same exact kind of roof leak. Oh no. This is a lot. Yep. But she thought he was really honest. He pointed out chips that were on the wall and he had them fixed before she moved in. And she waived the inspection to save $600. Like, if you are that hard up for $600, I've got news for you. You probably should not be buying a house. It just doesn't sound like a good idea to me to buy a home if you are hard up for $600 to the point where you will waive an inspection on something that you're taking a 30-year loan out on. And I guarantee that Devon is not doing a 15-year loan. So it's for sure a 30-year loan. Yep. So this is the trajectory of an Alexandra hater in that realm, because I don't think this is all people that dislike Alex. I just think that it's the people that act this way. And let's see. Priscilla, let's see, she rents a chair at someone else's salon and lives in a noisy apartment above a store where she can't even keep her windows open without hearing traffic. Tara lives with her mother in a hoarder home. That's actually a hoarder trailer with her 3 kids and husband, and doesn't work, and expects her husband, who is not the father of the children, to care for them when they're in her care. She's also a Trumper with a disgusting kilt wearing neckbeard husband who is a former incel. And her goats eat at the table with them. And her ceiling fan is dusty. It's not the same thing as a trailer. They are two different things. A mobile home. A mobile home is different than a trailer? I did not know that. Okay. Dentally challenged. Stop. Okay, so a mobile home. I'm sorry. And let's see. Nella owned her own daycare business, I guess, and it got taken away. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me. So she lives in a mobile home, not a trailer. My bad. I'm sorry. Mobile homes are not on wheels and are larger. Okay. Got it. Mobile home. But that sounds deceiving because if it's not on wheels, how is it mobile? Um but yeah, Nella lost her childcare business and I actually don't have that much to say about Nella because she's irritating, but I guess we don't really know that much about her. Okay, here we go. T-Dub took care of her for me. Cornella claims she owned the daycare, claims she owns her house, which is filthy and cluttered and ugly and unkempt. And her poor son had to decorate the tree on December 23rd, and she was extremely rude to him about it. Oh, okay. Got it. So she lives in a mobile home with her mom. It's still disgusting, dirty, and the goats eat at the table with them, but still. Um, I think a whole lot of them are dentally challenged. Carrie from Keeping It Cute set her own garage on fire, cooking meth. I'm sorry. Wait, was that me? Who said that? Um, sh- she claims she was burning garbage. I don't know how true that is. I don't know. But um yeah, so she set the garage on fire, burning garbage, we'll say. Um, we'll stick with that. And amongst other problems that we see Carrie having. And who else? Oh my God, Beavis with his bouffant hairdo and his grandma rocking chair. I need you on here, T-Dub. The crypt keeper had to marry a man 30 years older to pay her way, and they live with her elderly mother in her mother's house, where they relegated the mother to the basement. And Kick uses her son, who's in his 20s, to do all of her bidding. Mrs. Snowflake has a bearded dragon. Beavis. I don't know. He is such a pick me. I do listen, but I hate how he says, like, every video, he'll be like, Alex is obsessed with me. And I'm like, Alex is not obsessed with you. I'm sure. He's saying that she follows him around on Reddit. Like, no, she does not. I'm sure she doesn't. She follows him specifically around on Reddit. Okay, so you're Alex and you're following him around on Reddit, according to him. Ew. He wipes his nose on his shirt. Stop. Oh, and let's never forget Honey Bison, who has her jaw wired shut, and a dog died on her watch, but it was definitely someone else's fault. And then we have Devon, who is 55 years old and just got taken by a predatory company because they were nice. Goob is the only one, I think, the only original one that's still reacting to Alex. I haven't seen Tara. I haven't seen Nella. Priscilla is few and far between. Who said that? This is Bar Cousin or whatever. Bar Cousin that said you have a mangled, dingy ass. I have to look this. Let's look them up. Let's go, girls. We have like half an hour left. Let's see. Bar Cousin. It's BARCOUSIN. And Honey Bison also has a very strange relationship with food. And at like 120 pounds, she somehow went and got Ozempic, which is very bizarre. Yeah, I think Pissy not making money anymore, that really took the wind out of her sails. Oh, Bari Cousin. I'm like, Bar Cousin? What the F is that? Bari Cousin. Barry Cousin? Oh, it's Barry, like bariatric surgery. She looks like a thrill. So here's the thing about Priscilla and her We Won. Oh no, not Chikara. I forgot about her. Chikara, aka Alona, so desperate for a man, couldn't keep one, resorted to a much younger man she knew 8 weeks before she got knocked off. Okay, girls. We love to hear it. So Priscilla saying we won before she said that she wasn't going to stop until Alex was canceled and off the internet. And she's not. So you actually didn't win. So what are you talking about? Okay, so this person bear. Oh, I kind of hate her already. Oh, please do one of your posts. I love your posts, T-Dub. Oh, hold on. I have to share my screen here. Alex won because she's more boring than ever. Absolutely. I'd rather be boring than be one of them.
The update here, y'all. We are checking out her Instagram to see what she's talking about in this filtered, curated crap that she is doing here. Is it going down in the girl world? Yes, it is kind of going down in the girl world here.
What?
We got Emily Reed making her exodus from YouTube again. Just tired. Tammy just been in this.
Oh, I can't understand her. Is it just me?
In that, Tammy just like in that, just really giving a girl a run for her money here. Literally, girl, you are running from the money. You let Tammy just get you out of here. Just talk about, I have savings. Savings, girl. When DoorDash get a hold of that, okay.
Why are you a reaction channel if probably 90% of people cannot understand what you're saying?
When Emily said, baby, why don't you go ahead and go to the Golden Corral and just stay for a couple hours and send me some videos. When that all just comes ahead, when your Amazon and your Legos and everything.
What is happening? Oh my God. All I heard was Golden Corral. That's literally all I understood. Okay, we're giving her
Girl,
like
you're gonna be around here broke out here in these streets, okay?
what?
And you're gonna be needing to, make that cash fast. Live stream era is officially over. Dead. Thank you. Shout out to Tammy for ending that. For wrapping that up real quickly and real expeditiously, because it was boring. What I think that Amberlynn is really doing also with this break, because she's filming
What's
content.
going
She is
on? Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't think I can handle this. I'm sorry. You watch her not anymore? Oh my god. I don't even know. I don't even know if I would be able to make out what she's saying, let alone like comment on it. Ooh, it's bad. Unintelligible. It's oh my god. Ooh. All right, yeah, we're gonna stop with her because I can't even understand what she's saying. It's very oh, what is she talking? I should read some of these comments. Are you in the comment section not anymore? I just literally like watched her for that 3 seconds that we saw her, and it was like just manic rambles. Like I don't know how anybody watches this. Does she have a lot of followers? 13,000 subscribers? No. That seems like a lot for somebody. Maybe I does the transcript understand what she's saying? Oh, okay. I don't know. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. It's got to be bought. There's no way they're not bought. I did watch a little bit of Dookie Dingleberry guy, Beavis, and Anna describes heart failure. Oh, Lord. Ah, they're on Yar's family socials now. All right, we'll look at the Reddit for a few. That's crazy. I don't even know how they find them. But why do we have to see her feet? Like, why do they take so many screenshots of her feet? Stop. We don't need to see her feet. I don't, I don't want to see Alex's feet. Photos of the children. Okay, so here's the thing. You don't like somebody. You stop following them. It's upsetting to you that they're filtering their pictures, which, okay, understandable, fair. You don't have to like anybody. And you don't have to watch anybody. But why do you continue to go to somebody's Instagram? You follow her Instagram, you go there when she posts pictures, and then you feel the need to post comments like, this would be amazing if only the frequent filter fails didn't tell a completely different story, but we all have choices. You could have just hit unfollow and stopped supporting it, stop putting it in your algorithm. It's weird. The Durson thing is from what's her face, Ariel. And I'm so sick of hearing Durson. Will Yar delete this? I fucking hope so. Doesn't it bother you that your wife continues to lie about her weight loss? She's well over 300 pounds, and to constantly filter and say she's losing weight is wild. How can you stand by that? If she was just overweight and didn't lie, no one would care, but it's the constantly lying that's a problem. It's also awful for your son when he grows up. He will realize he has a narcissistic as a mother. Leave before it's too late. Who is posting this? Who's posting this? And why wouldn't you want Yar to delete that? These people, they drive me crazy with this stuff. Yar can't leave. He gets paid and it's a job. Yar has a child with her as well. Did we forget that? It's already way too late for him. He procreated with her. It's not too late. He can literally go for full custody. Her father is a pedo and she has brought her kid around him. She said that she hasn't. I think point one, they're not upset about her filters. They're butthurt because she has an affluent lifestyle without a real job, and they hate that Alex dares to be happy about her weight. They all hate being obese. I think number one is that she has an affluent lifestyle without a real job. They are pissed. They don't want her to make money off of this. And the fact that, so I think it's actually very disgusting and gross that they are encouraging her husband to leave her. You cannot tell me that you care about Anderson or you're worried about children when you are encouraging a dad to leave his family and possibly take this child away from his mother, which would cause deep emotional wounds for a long time. That is disgusting. It doesn't matter what you think of Alex as a person, since you only know her online, to then try to take her son away from her or advise that her husband should take her son away from her. That is gross. That's disgusting. And he should delete that. I think Alex lies so much and continues to lie because she has not yet lost anything tangible. Okay. It seems Yar is scared of her or tries to avoid her narc tendencies and unwarranted anger. Alex is clearly a person that takes any advice as criticism. I'm sure he's experienced numerous mentee bees from her, so he plays along to keep the peace. No one can convince me he is blind to Alex out of control lying. Look how he played along looking at sunny birth vlogs. It was cringe awkward. You couldn't wait to run. He put up his pillow barriers. Do they understand that if Yar hates his wife, that is on him? He chose to marry her and he chose this life. He chose to have a child with her and he chose to marry her. Also, okay, I'm not going to say that I hate Yar, but what is Yar doing? What is Yar's role? Because in the birthday party vlog, and maybe people will disagree with me, but it seemed like Yar didn't do shit. Alex described doing everything, picking up everything, blowing up every balloon, making every decoration, setting up every table, Where was Yar? Where was Yar when she was doing all that? Cleaning the garage is where Yar was. Not cleaning the house, not setting up tables. Alex had her two friends, or her friend and her friend's husband, helping her with that stuff. What was Yar doing for the party? Picking up Chipotle? Or I'm sure maybe Alex picked it up. It seems like Alex does everything. It's possible that she's trying to keep him out of the spotlight, but simply saying that he's doing something, it just didn't seem like he was. Maybe he was, and she just didn't want to say anything about him. I'm so I can't believe that he has never said, "You guys need to knock it off. This is my wife. I love my wife. Stop talking about her. I love her." Nothing. He has never, she's always by herself addressing this stuff. And that irritates me because it makes me feel bad. It seems like she would want him to say that. She would want him to stick up for her. It's not about thinking that he doesn't like her or that he should leave her or that he's using her. I'm not actually saying that that about him. I'm just saying that I think that she would like him to say something. Oh yeah. I think moms kind of always take charge in a way. I just think men always find a way to find something completely insignificant to do. Yeah, I don't think mine would be in jail, but he would never let me sit there by myself saying how much he loves me. He would be saying it. I just I I wish he would, because I think in some ways that would make them back off a little bit of at least that. But I feel like him being silent is more ammunition, and they shouldn't really have to prove anything to anybody. But oh yeah, I think he loves his son a lot. I'm saying I think she does everything. So I don't even know why I was making that point. Oh, like what is annoying him about her? That's basically like, why is he so irritated by her? And what's he going to do when he leaves when she does everything? It wasn't about like, I don't think he likes her or I don't think he adores his son. I definitely think he does. Chaos, you don't know anything about their relationship because you aren't in it and you are seeing 5 minutes of their week. So nothing is really clear, if you ask me. Yeah, I think that is the part where I'm like, sometimes he just finds things. You can't tell anything from somebody's expressions. Like I think you just need chaos. You can have your own opinion. Obviously, you're entitled to have your own opinion, but I don't think that you can speak logically about someone else's relationship. because you don't actually know them. I honestly try not to speak about anybody's relationships in that way where I think that, what I think is happening in their relationship. And I especially wouldn't be predicting the downfall of someone's relationship. Chaos is probably Nella or Priscilla or Alyssa Teal. I do think he likes her. I think that they have a good, like, not saying that they're friends. Like, I feel like I have to disclaim everything I say, but I think that they have a good friendship on top of being husband and wife. I think that they do have a good friendship, and they do like to talk to each other. You're nobody, but you know everything about Alex and Yar's relationship. It's pretty clear. Everything that's pretty clear. And like, it's totally fine to see something different. But I just don't think that we should be claiming it as fact. I think that you can say, I think that Yar doesn't love Alex. That's completely different than I know Yar doesn't like Alex. Why do you care? I made everybody a mod, so anybody can block somebody, but we don't really block people here because we allow other opinions. This isn't Alexandra Rodriguez sub. Let's see. Oh, I hate this jacket though. I really do. What is this? Are people just creating random pictures that aren't Alex and don't even look like Alex and posting them there? That's so weird. Yeah, it's unfortunate that they both have that trauma in their lives. It's really sad to me. I do hope that they are both dealing with it in a healthy way. Which is fine. That's fine. If that's something that fulfills you, if you're in a relationship that fulfills you, it doesn't matter. I think that we should stop judging people based on the relationship that we would like. I don't know how much, I don't know their fulfillment levels either. So it's, I think everything is a guess. So I don't think we should be guessing what other people's lives entail in that way. I'm going to have to look through. I can't believe that they are on Yar's family stuff. That's because for some reason everybody that dislikes Alex likes Sarah Ray Vargas, who, in my opinion, is cut from the same cloth. I think they're both the same kind of person. I think they both have the same stuff going on. I'm like, Tara decided that she likes um Sarah Ray Vargas, and she was making positive vlogs about her or whatever. What are you making a positive reaction about? The thing is, look, someone else's weight doesn't affect me. If I am a size 8 and someone who's a size 10 is posting and saying that they wear a size 8, does that affect me? No. Do I care? No. D- Does it matter? Does it matter in the grand scheme of things? No. Is it somebody that I would follow if I realize that they're lying? No. So they take all of the things that Alex does and create outrage about it when they could just press unfollow. They could stop supporting her content. They could stop following her. They could, there's so many different things that they could do. Create your own channel and try and get, you know, some views going. Whatever it may be, do something more constructive than trying to destroy somebody because you don't like what they're doing online. Because there's a ton of people that you're not going to like what they're doing online. And I actually don't mind Sarah Ray Vargas. I really don't mind Alex anymore. There's things I don't like about her. There's things that I've kind of brushed aside at this point because everything has gone so petty in her direction. I think that Sarah Ray Vargas does get shit about, she's gotten a lot of stuff about her kids being overweight, the way they talk, things like that, which she should have stopped posting them a long time ago, because you should not want that for your kids at all. I don't think there's a lot of things that they don't understand. They're very ignorant about a lot of things, and they will try to act like they're very knowledgeable about these things. Um, I we have actually I've captured many times of them literally making something up that is completely untrue and was not shown in Alex's videos. So I just think it's very curious. I don't I honestly I've said my piece so many times about Alex, but I think everybody knows how I feel, that I haven't liked Alex for a long time. Um, but I understand her appeal to people. And I would never say, oh, like people shouldn't watch her, people shouldn't, sponsor her, or I would never be contacting sponsors, things like that, because I think she's kind of inoffensive and doesn't really affect anything. But I think that a lot of these women are overly obsessed with Alex. And I think that they feel left behind by Alex in some way, or ignored by Alex in some way. And it's materializing for them in a way where they're rageful. they feel like she got what they wanted and they couldn't get it. There's something going on there where there's some sort of jealousy. And I know they don't like that. I know that it's very triggering for them to be told that they are jealous of Alex. But again, this is not about her weight, how she looks, or anything like that. It's about, you know, her having something that you want and you being upset that even though you see yourself as smaller, prettier, better than her, you don't have it. Here's the thing. They, number one, they say she's so stupid. Then on the second hand, they're saying that she is some Photoshop wizard who's really good at um like faking everything. So she's either really stupid or she's really smart on Photoshop and she can really fool you into thinking that she weighs 275 pounds. Yep. This is exactly my story. I still think that she has a lot of faults. I used to really like, you know, snarking about her with like minded people. But once people started in on, I think once the focus became on her PDF file dad and the things that he did versus laughing at Nancy stealing people's art and her getting like, I don't know. I can't even think of another scenario. Her getting caught photoshopping a picture that both her and Nancy posted, but one of them edited it and one of them didn't. Laughing about things like that is funny to me. But sitting here talking about in circles about her PDF file dad and what he did and stepsister, adopted sister, pouring over legal records that are very depressing. I just think that it's also heavy that I don't want to be a part of it. Priscilla is I think Priscilla is just irrelevant at this point. She's only gotten 1.4 thousand followers on her new YouTube, and I think when she loses this one, she's only going to get 500 on the next one. Like, I just really don't think she can continue on. Um Priscilla definitely ruined everything. I think that when Priscilla came in, I'm sticking to that Priscilla knew nothing about Alex. She did not know who Alex was. She didn't watch Alex for years. I think that she watched FFG. She saw how much easy money FFG was making, being really vicious towards Chantal. And I think that she knew that the Amber Lynn and the Chantal reaction channels were oversaturated. So she wanted to pick something that wasn't as bad and just take it by storm. And she tried to do that with Alex. Guaranteed. I think I so Priscilla for a while was like the head bitch. And then everybody realized that she's just like obnoxious, and all she does is sit there and call her a heifer the whole time. Like, there's really not a lot of reaction happening. Um, I think what's the most hysterical to me is the reaction to Tara. I think that even in her own community, she's unable to find people that actually think she's funny or that she's worthwhile to listen to. I think she gets a lot of hate followers. I don't think that she's been pretty stagnant, and she's the one that's been on there the longest, and it kind of makes me laugh that she was always unable to grow because she's so smug. She thinks she's so great. She thinks she's so wonderful, and just nobody cares enough to watch her. Yeah, I noticed that too. A lot of her subs are older women that are kind of like her mom's age or grandma age. And be so upset. This is what got me. She acted like she watched her and was so affected by her lying about her size, as if at she would have been 50, 45, 50 years old, watching a 19-year-old and getting upset about her lying about her size. That's what Priscilla wants us to believe. She's been extremely bitter lately. Everything Goop does, she just has a bad attitude. She's a really just a nasty woman. It's she's just not a nice person. Um and you can tell, like, I think she was always trying to kind of rest on this I'm nicer and I'm better than everybody else. But then once she got those copyright strikes, the gloves came off and she's been a nightmare. I don't even know if the closed caption would help Tara. And that's so sad. I would never think um even people who are telling the truth about their size, I would never assume that my body is similar enough to theirs that I can purchase the same size that they wear. If you're going to take someone's opinion into account, then order several sizes and choose the one you like or whatever. Because even people at the same weight, the same height, everybody carries fat differently. Um, if I can fit in a medium, someone else who weighs the same as me and is the same height might be able to only fit a large. Um, but you shouldn't feel bad about being able to fit in a certain kind of clothes or a certain size of clothes. Which I think is also really sad because Nella was 30s, mid 30s at that point. Um, and she had a child and she wanted to be like a 19-year-old. That's very strange. So Tara, aka Krusty, had a Pinterest vlog or something that I'm trying to remember the name of it right now. It was it was oh no. I was on the tip of my tongue. I think it's Pinterest Wives of Texas. Oh, Real Cheap Housewives of Texas. This was it. Let's see if I can find Tara's entries. Yeah, this was her. Let's see. Let's read one of her entries. First and foremost, I need 4 more followers on Pinterest to hit 1,000. 4 more, y'all. Which ones of y'all are going to be those 5? I thought it was 4. You know you want to follow me on Pinterest and see what crazy stuff I pin on my no board. You should pin your whole life there. Oh, and you know those other 105 boards I have. This is how I found her Pinterest, where she had stuff about hoarding. Let's address this. Would you just suffocate if you did place it over your face and mouth? What? What is she talking about here? She posted a photo. Yeah, I would love to. She posted a photo of her husband. Are you the one that posted the picture of her ex-husband in like the leotard, T-Dub? The biking leotard? I just think it's funny, like Tara wanted to do whatever this is. And she wants to talk about Alex. Well, this is not. I will add a link for you guys. Okay. But this is my cue. I've been yawning for the past. Stray cat. Oh no. We're just finishing up. You'll have to rewatch. We watched Devon's newest video about her buying a house with Starlight Homes. I can't believe she told the builder and everything. Whew. Yeah, that's because all she's eating is cream cheese. She's on the cream cheese diet. So, like, the thing is, instead of wasting their time doing what they're doing now, they could have put their time into trying to build their own thing if they wanted to try to make it on social media. I would love for Instant Karma to host it. So if you're listening, it's your turn, girl, to host the live. I'm hoping that we get some fun commenters for oh my gosh, for Devon. I keep wanting to call her real name and I don't want to do that. Yeah, I hope she comes back. She was so sweet. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to do some more research on Starlight Homes and I'm going to go lay in bed and disassociate because, yeah. I know I want to do one so bad. Wawa. We need to get it together. They all live in shitholes. Why don't they spend their time and energy making their homes nicer? Because they think that hating on Alex is going to get them something extra, maybe. I don't know. I can't imagine Tara's making that much. I can't imagine Nella's making that much. We know Priscilla probably can't monetize anymore at this point, and that's why she's all but given up. They just don't want to work on their own lives. They think sitting behind a computer screen and raging at another person is going to be helpful to them, which it's the complete opposite. So, I mean, and it's not even like you have to have money to do things. You can get things cheap. You can refurbish things. It sounds like Tara has a lot of time on her hands, so she could be refurbishing tables that she finds at yard sales or thrift stores or Goodwill, whatever. She could be doing all of that kind of stuff to make her home nice and cozy, cleaning and dusting ceiling fans and making sure that everything is nice and tidy and in order. And then maybe she could show her home. I will do the community post poll, much like when Mama Goob made the disgusting poll about Alex's pregnancy. We're going to do one about about Devon's foreclosure. No, it'd be torture. It'd be terrible. I mean, living with your mom at that age is just like, it feels like it would be suffocating. But anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to make that post real quick, and I'm going to research Starlight Homes in my bed. Love it. And yeah, like I said, you don't need a ton of money. Tara could be doing this on a budget. Anybody could be doing this on a budget, but they're choosing to not do that. Let's just say they're choosing it. You don't have to have a ton of money for Amazon or whatever. But anyway, bye, you guys. Go vote on the poll. I'm going to put it up real soon.